Hey everybody, welcome back to Play Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. I'm Nai.
I'm Mako, and we're at the beginning of the end, or the end of the end, possibly.
Something like that. So, I have spent a lot of hours grinding and farming and getting items and getting drops, and it's been a interesting time. In reality, I just ended up turning on a YouTuber I wanted to watch and going places and smacking things. So what I'm going to do is, before we actually go and use the synthesis items I've gotten, I wanted to show you guys a couple of things. Some tips and tricks that I learned that helps to grind this stuff down faster. Also to show you some of the Heartless that we never saw. So for example, if you go to this area is known as Linked Worlds, right here, where you see the red caps. So this is where you can do, very easily, find the miming mushrooms.
These guys do everything.
Yep. They do have a predilection towards gravity and stop, though.
Hmm.
So they spawn fairly often, and this is a great way to go ahead and get your arts and get Mystery Goo. I spent some time here. So that's number one. You can also find Invisibles and Angels here. So if you need your Gales. That's not who I'm looking for, though. Let's see if we can find them. No, that's not them. The problem is, I find that the very specific spawn I'm looking for here has a... There we go! Neo Heartless. Or Neo Shadows.
You don't see much of these guys.
Nope, this is the only place they can spawn. There's only one other place they can be in the entire game, and you can't see them there. They're not invisible, it's just the entire place is dark. And that's actually during the final boss fight. What's interesting about this is these guys were actually in Kingdom Hearts 1, supposedly, not Final Mix. But the only place, as I said, you could see them was specifically that one room during the final boss fight. What's important to know about the Neo Shadows is they have a couple different attacks. They have this aerial attack that they're doing right now. They can do the ground-based movement like normal Shadows. They can dip into the ground, like this guy was about to do. They can dip into the ground and then actually grab you and hold you there, which is kind of a pain in the butt. They also, the more you kill, the more likely they are to drop into the ground. What's also interesting to note about these guys is that they don't do any drops until you've killed the last one, and then you only get one drop. So it's... Here, see how he's grabbing me right there? Where are you? Stop grabbing me, you pain in the ass. And this is the last... No, stop it! Stop it, damn it! No! Arrgh! This thing will not stop this nonsense. Okay, you know what? Get killed. The problem is you can't do anything while you're being grabbed. Is that the last guy? No, here's the last guy. So usually he dives down, he pops up, and then you can just smack him. And he drops the Stormy Stone. So that's one of our special Heartless. Let's go look at the others. Those are a pain in the ass, you need 4 of those. So you gotta do that fight 4 times. Oh, I did change some equipment up. I need to go fix it back. I wanted to have as much MP as I could for one very specific fight. So right now, I've stolen half of Donald's stuff. We're actually going to get more stuff real quick. And actually, we're going to get better stuff. So that's going to be there. So we already saw the invisible soldiers in Hollow Bastion, the stealth soldiers. So I'm not really going to go back there and bother with them all that much. Just know that they are there. They're found in the Great Hall. And they spawn with a normal spawn, unlike most of these special enemies that spawn by themselves. So you have to actually go looking for them. They have a pretty good drop rate, though. We also already saw the, I forget what it's called. I forget what this enemy's name is. The big flying fish thing that shoots the divers at you.
Yeah, the marine something or other.
Whatever it is. We found that by using arrow on yourself, it blocks the flying soldiers, and then you just go beat the crap out of them. Definitely recommended to bring in 2, we might actually go look at him, actually, because he's not that hard to get to. I definitely recommend bringing 2 treasure magnets with you, because he has a habit of hanging out over the water, and if he drops his drops on the water, you lose them entirely. So, that's generally not fun. So, Mako, you were talking about the red Trinity mark in the mansion, right? How it just shows up and people aren't able to use it for some reason?
That is what the stories have all said.
The stories are wrong.
Oh, geez, you found it, have
I
you?
found it, and I found out why it's there. It's there for a reason.
Okay, what is its reason?
We're going to find out in a second. Why am I bothering with these guys? I can actually leave at any time. So let's leave. But as we leave, we're going to talk about Bambi. Because you use Bambi. Bambi's really useful. And we're going to use Bambi in the next zone. Okay. So the way Bambi works is you want Bambi, and you want as many versions of Cheer as you can get. And this is why. Let's summon Bambi. Keep in mind, this is basically the only time I ever used a summon in the entire game. Because they're not all that good. They're better in 2. So let's summon Bambi. Unfortunately, you have to watch this cutscene every time you summon Bambi. You summon Bambi a lot. Okay, so what Bambi's going to do is Bambi's going to run around, and he's going to drop MP orbs and health orbs. But you see the 2 bars up in the right-hand corner?
Mm-hmm.
So the orange one is time. That's how long I have to use Bambi. The blue one is charge. Charge, every time I kill an enemy, will charge up, as you can see. I'm using the exact wrong Keyblade for this, so I'm not killing as fast as I really need to be to actually use Bambi. You want to be killing fast. And the reason why is that every time you fill up the blue bar to max, Bambi will do what he just did, was he will drop an item. In this case, he dropped a potion or something. Bambi will drop an item. If you can fill up that bar 3 times in one Bambi go, which is a very technical term, you end up getting synthesis items. And depending on where you go in the game, certain worlds and certain zones will get Bambi to drop certain synthesis items, and Bambi's drop rate may be higher than the normal drop rate. So for example, if I remember correctly, you farm here at Moonlit Hill in order to get spirit shards, or something like that, which have a higher drop rate here than they do if you were to farm the Power Wilds that they naturally come from. Power Wilds have like an 8% chance drop rate. This has a guaranteed drop rate as long as you can fill Bambi's meter 3 times. You might ask, okay, well, if Bambi's so good at this, why don't you... Bambi just ran out. Why don't you do just this? And the answer is that, well, for a couple of reasons. See, here's the Spirit Shard. Power Shard, sorry. Power Shard is what this area drops. There's a couple of reasons. Number 1, Bambi may have multiple drops from the area you're in. For example, this area is Power Crystals and Power Shards, so you can't be guaranteed to get what you need. The second reason is that you have to actually fill that meter 3 times, and not every area has enough enemies for you to actually do that. This area does, for example...
There's just over there to your right.
Is there? No?
Yeah, to your left.
Okay, hold on. There are a couple treasure chests that I did miss, so hold on.
Oh, no, like a drop.
Oh, okay.
Drop chest.
Never mind, that I don't care about.
It was a big blue one.
Chances are, whatever it has, I have enough. I have so many high potions that I can't even pick this one up.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to show you why. Okay, so he's gone. Let's leave. So we need to move to the Ruined Mansion zone. Yes, that's why Bambi. You'll end up using Bambi a lot. You can just grind against the enemies that you were going to grind against anyways. But, Bambi. Manor Ruins. Okay. So you go to the Manor Ruins for a reason. This is where another special Heartless spawns. Now, notice that on the arch, there is no red Trinity mark. And that's the way it's supposed to be, right? We got that red Trinity. But the fact the red Trinity mark is not here means something. That's not just for show. The red Trinity mark means that we need to kill all of the White Knights in the zone. Let's go find them. We're also going to talk today about, I don't think I got any more trophies, so we don't have to worry about that. What we do have to worry about is this guy. Say hello to the Chimera.
Oh, hey, I remember this guy.
Do you? Because he's only from this game.
I remember, like, hearing about him, so to speak.
The way about the Chimera is that when you attack him and you knock his HP bar down to 0, he will get dazed like he just did. And he will send out those bouncing colored balls. Every time you deflect the bouncing balls and prevent them from actually getting back to him, you get tech points. Do it enough, and he will start dropping, I believe it's flame stones, burning stones, something like that. He drops one of the stones. So you have to farm a lot. He just dropped one. Oh, no, that's Lucid Gem. That's from the Gargoyles. The problem is, it's kind of a random, obnoxious thing to actually get him to do it. So you're going to end up having to farm him for a while. And he will eventually die, so you can only do this for so long. Yeah, all you do is just beat the crap out of him. This guy's not really particularly a hard fight. It took me a while to understand exactly how you got the drop from him, though. You can, of course, get the drop from killing him, as you would expect, but the easier way to get that drop is just to do this while he's knocked out, is to knock away those balls. And as I said, doing it with arrow is probably the easiest way to do it. Getting a lot of lucid gems. I'm not getting his drop, though, which is fine. I have enough of them. I farmed up just enough of everything, I think. Is that his drop? Camera, please? Thank you. Yeah, there's his Blazing Stone. So there's a chance he can drop more. There's probably easier ways to deal with him, but that's that. Now let me show you what the Dread Trinity does. So let's leave. By the way, if you see the camera weirding out, I swear to God, I'm not touching the camera. It's not me.
Is notorious for having a very twitchy camera.
Yep. Okay. So who remembers that one special ability that I got because I did 10 synthesis? Mako, you remember it?
Nope.
The one that says I have an increased, where is it? Encounter Plus. Increases odds of encountering enemies in the field. What this says is as long as you leave the area and come back, enemies respawn. Makes it easier to farm. Problem is, it doesn't work on specials. Hey, look, the Red Trinity's back.
There are 2 iterations of this room, aren't there?
Nope. The Red Trinity being... If the Red Trinity is here, Chimera will not spawn. That's it. That's all that means. It has nothing to do with iterations of this room. It means that he's not ready to spawn right now. Encounter Plus does not... It makes regular enemies spawn more often. It does not make specials spawn more often. Specials, you still have to walk 2 away and come back. So that's it. That's all that Trinity mark is. The problem is it's not an actual Trinity mark. It's a fake. It's,
okay,
you know, it's
that might explain why so many people have troubles with it.
Yep. So they're ready to spawn the special, but they came in at the wrong time. He wasn't ready to spawn at the time. Okay, let's leave. Now, there could still be a glitch. It may be that Red Trinity mark was not intended to show up again, but for whatever reason, it shows up and says, hey, I'm here. So there you go. Okay, let's go look at the guy in Neverland. No, not that guy. We'll see him later.
I was about to say, oh god, no.
No, we're not doing that yet.
I'm too young to die.
Actually, we're not. Okay, so before we continue, I guess we should show off where we are. So as I said, I spent hours grinding. It took me a while, especially because some of these enemies have low drop rates. We're level 80.
Ooh.
Yeah. We have a lot of stuff. So I've got tons of tech boosts. We got sheer. I'm using Ragnarok right now. I'll show you why soon. We have Combo Plus, Critical Plus. I should actually probably re-equip those.
Say at the point you're at now, you will I did actually look this up. Past a certain point, the stuff you get on level up hits a standard rotation and doesn't stop.
Yeah, we're pretty much there. We have gotten a couple extra abilities. So we have something called Ripple Drive, which you know our big stun attack. Ripple Drive is a better version of it.
Nice.
So we have that. It's damage is based on how much MP you have. And no, that has nothing to do with how much MP I have right now. So this is another room you're going to Bambi in, and the reason why is this room has a lot of enemy spawns. And that's just the way of Bambi. You find the rooms that do the drops you want, you find a room that has tons of enemy spawns, and you go at it.
That is the way of the cute woodland creature. Murder everything.
We don't care about that. We care about this guy.
Oh, this guy.
So let's quickly just arrow up, and let's attack him. So what he's going to do, there he is. So he's going to fly around, he's very fast, he moves very quickly, he's extremely skittish, and he shoots divers at you. As long as you have arrow up, the divers cannot hit you. But he fires them very quickly. If you counter them, you get a lot of goodies off of them, a lot of experience points. And if they hit you, you lose money. You kill him, he drops a dazzling stone. You need to have enough treasure magnet to make sure it doesn't fall into the water, because if it does, it's gone forever. And you'll have to do it again. However, he has a very high drop rate. So, you know, that's good. Let's leave. Now, as I said, you do need to go 2 rooms away. So if I come back in here, it's not him.
It'll just be Dark Ball.
It'll be whatever else spawns in this room. So you typically need to go at least 2 rooms away. Okay, now I'm actually going to have to fight my way through here so that way I can actually get back to the save point. So yeah, thankfully, he was not one of the ones that took a while. The guys that took a long time were, the Stealth Soldier took a while. It took me a while to... Funnily enough, you'll laugh at this, but it took a while for me to find him. Because every other special enemy has very specific spawn requirements, but they also have a specific spawn wave. They spawn in a certain way. So, for example, the, what's his name out there? The big guy. He only spawns by himself. If anybody else spawns, you know he's not here. Same thing applies to the Chimera. If you have the Red Trinity mark, he's not spawning today. You know, a lot of guys only spawn by themselves. The Stealth Soldiers spawn no matter what, or spawn with the normal wave, with the normal enemies that spawn in that zone. So it's very hard to tell if a Stealth Soldier actually showed up without going through and fighting. Actually, the easiest way to find out that they're there is you look for this blue glow that attacks you. If that's there, like, you know, that aerial kick soldiers do? That's the aerial kick. Okay, so if you want to actually farm with Bambi on Agrabah, you go to the Cave of Wonders, and you go into the treasure room. If you want to farm the special item from the Pot Scorpion, you go to Agrabah. Pot Scorpion is our next enemy.
Oh boy, I'm remembering this guy.
Remember me showing you him?
Yep.
So he's not too terribly difficult, thankfully. Once you kind of get down how he works. But the problem is he's tedious, he's time-consuming, and you need a lot of his item. Actually, you need even more of his item if you screwed up anywhere. And by the way, I screwed up someplace. And we're going to have to fix it today.
Oh dear. What did you do?
So if you come into... You go to the palace gates for the Pot Scorpion. If you find 12 pots, as we did today, you found him. What you gotta do is you gently nudge into pots to see which one won't move. It's this one. Notice how it's not moving even though I know a gen to it. So what we need to do is break every other pot. Now, not only do you get tech for doing this, which tells you that you're doing it correctly, but there's a chance that by breaking these pots, you may get a mithril stone. Like that. However, this pot's the one we care about, because this is the Pot Scorpion. Now, the Pot Scorpion's kind of an obnoxious enemy. You cannot hurt it normally. But when it charges you, like it just did, if you counter its attack, or if you have arrow up, you will flip it over and you'll be able to attack it normally. The Pot Scorpion jumps all over the screen and shoots out poison globules that just sit on the ground and deal damage to you if you touch them. He charges around constantly and cannot be hurt normally. What I always was doing was I was standing here with arrow up and just waited until he attacked me and then started attacking him to kill him. What you do have to worry about is the poison on the ground, because, you know, you step into that, and that causes you to flinch, which means you get less time to attack him. When he's down to very low health, he'll be more likely to attack you, and he also runs to the center of the room and does that big attack, where he shoots poison into the sky, making bigger poison spots.
He does have a tell for when he's about to rush you.
Yep. It was that kind of attack with the two claws.
Yeah, he does a little claw pincer thing.
And there's the recording sneeze. Okay.
You're recording.
Yep. So, that's the Pot Scorpion. Now, he's supposed to drop the mithril stone, but it's not 100% drop rate. That's why we didn't get it. Okay, so we're done in Agrabah. Next, we need to go to Monstro.
Aha, and I know exactly the enemy you're going after.
This enemy also has a non-standard way to fight him, and you'll find this a lot. Not all of these special enemies, but about a quarter of them or a third of them have a special thing you have to do to get your drop, not just beat the crap out of them. So, for example, Stealth Soldier, beat the crap out of him. Neo Shadow, beat the crap out of him. Chimera, beat the crap out of him, but keep those colored balls away from as much as you can in order to have a second shot at beating the crap out of him. Pot Scorpion, knock him back. And then we get the Grand Ghost. We're making good time. We're only at 19 minutes. I should be able to show everything off. I was worried this was going to take a little bit longer.
And then we've got the boss rush.
Not quite yet. We're not there yet.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Notice that I have a lot of healing items. I want one in particular. I have so many potions I can't even stock that potion. I have to actually discard it. I'm going to show you why we have so many potions. We want elixirs. And I just have to make sure I leave enough elixirs for a boss fight later on. Which we should have enough of. I have 11 elixirs left over. You want elixirs for this fight. There's a reason why. Mako, what type of enemy is a ghost?
He is posthumously,
Reanimated, I think is where you're going with that?
Yes.
So in other words, he's undead.
Yes.
What does everybody know about Final Fantasy games and undead?
Cure kills zombie!
It does. But we have to use items on the Grand Ghost. It's the only way to hurt him. And by using healing items, you can kill him. The special thing about him is he likes to run away, but if you use items on him, not only can you damage him, but the higher quality of the healing item, the more likely he is to drop his Frost Stone. I found
Frost
that
stones with 2
yep.
elixirs.
I found that Elixir works the best. The problem is it's also the rarest item. It's hard to get, and you want to use it for bosses later on. So, your mileage may vary on that one. I found that high potions didn't have quite the drop rate, and I didn't have any other healing items that I had enough of to really make it work. So,
on the upside, high potions easy to come by, so...
Especially easy. In fact, the next guy that we're going to go play with drops them like candy. That's why I have enough of them.
Ooh, is it time to beat up on some fungi?
It is. It's time to go to the deep jungle. You specifically want to play with this guy in the deep jungle. It's the only place you want to play with this guy. He also spawns Atlantica, and that's where we saw him before and tried to play with him, and the problem is we didn't play with him right. As such, deep jungle. This is also why you notice that I have so much MP, and such a weird setup to how my abilities and everything is set up. It's because of this guy. This guy is why I'm using Ragnarok. Let's wait for our spawn in. So we need to go to the treehouse. And we need to play with the Pink Agaricus. Now the way the Pink Agaricus works, we have to cast Stop on 3 different white fungus. Do that, the Pink Agaricus spawns. Neat! Now you know how I said that if you don't get the right spawn, you gotta leave and come back? If you walk right about here, you'll see a spawn of Weaverns and something else. If they spawn, the Pink Agaricus won't. It's time for you to leave and come back. Now we need we're gonna need some ethers. 2 should do it.
You have 2 already, but...
Okay, well we have 2 more. So let's go find them. The white fungi have a couple of different places they can spawn in this zone. I think there's at least 12 different spawns. They're very partial to the place where I found the first one, to this spot out here. Let's see if I can get him without having to... There we go. You can't get him from over the railing, but if you're on top of the railing, you can cast. But I did screw up on this level. I did miss this chest. I don't think there's anything good in it, though.
No, I forgot about this one.
Oh, it's got a mithril. Okay.
Oh, there you go. Free mithril.
The other guy likes to spawn up on the second floor here. One guy can spawn right here, and this guy tends to spawn right here. However, today, he's up there, in the rafters.
Right.
But you can just glide over here and cast. Okay, let's go ahead and use those 2 ethers, because I want full MP for this, and the Pink Agaricus spawns. Now, the way the Pink Agaricus works, you cast Stop. Every time you hit him while he's stopped, it will increase his hit bar. You get a point. If you hit 40 points, he has a chance to drop his, I forget what that's called, the Serendipitous Stone or something like that. And every 10 points thereafter, he has a bigger chance. Kill him, you have a really big chance. Get 100 hits, you get a special item. Problem is, anytime Donald and Goofy attack this guy, they will actually reduce points. But we have no way of stopping that. So let's go ahead and attack. We don't. Go ahead and cast a Rogue on yourself. Because every time your Rogue hits, it hits for 2. Then you stop, and immediately Ragnarok. There's a reason why. Number 1, Ragnarok does a big attack. It hits him multiple times. The second reason is because of that second attack you saw that got done. The big explosion. That can hit up to 25 times. And I'm going to run out of time in just a second. I might get one more Ragnarok in. Okay, now the reason that I have so much MP is that we don't have Stop Ga yet. We have Stop Ra. So we don't have the longest lasting stop. So that's Stop Ga. But what's not told to you is that Stop's duration is dependent on how much MP you have. More MP, it lasts longer. So that's why I maxed on MP. These are all high potions, by the way. This guy drops potions and high potions like they're candy. Unfortunately, he did not drop the item. I found that his drop rate is horrendous. So right. It's 10% at 40 hits, 20% at 50 hits, 30% at 60 hits, something like that. If you kill him, you get a ton.
Yeah.
We're going to try to get the 100 hit on him later on, which should be pretty easy once we get Stopga. Problem is, we're not going to be getting that for a while.
It's not just Stopga. There is a secondary trick that I've been told. And I'm not sure if it works for Final Mix or not.
Are you talking about hiding Donald and Goofy?
Yes.
I have never been able to make it work. I tried.
For those who don't know, basically the idea is because what Donald and Goofy's hits sort of count against you. The idea is if you summon, say, Bambi, and use him to basically, your partners go away when you do this.
Here's the thing about that, though. If you're summoning Bambi, you can't Ragnarok. So, the way the trick works is that you get Donald and Goofy out of sight somewhere. I don't know where this is actually supposed to work. Then you summon Bambi and go away from there. When you dismiss Bambi, if you're looking where Donald and Goofy were last seen, they will respawn as they're supposed to in that spot and stay over there. The reason why this is important is that if you press triangle, you call Donald and Goofy to the fight. Problem is, to play Ragnarok, you have to press triangle. This is different from how the original Final Mix worked. So, you're calling them in and making them fight. Now, Donald and Goofy I currently have set to attack only occasionally, which is why I'm hitting 65 instead of 50. But, they still attack.
Right.
Now, when we get Tiny, we're in Alice in Wonderland, and here's our last one. Well, second to last one. When we get Tiny, we're looking for a spawn that has a lot of shadows on the ground. Problem is, we just had casters, so that wasn't shadows. Let's go back in. Let's go look. Do we have shadows? They should spawn immediately. Nope. If because they're not there, we know this is not the correct spawn. We leave and come back. Now, thankfully, this is where the encounter rate plus works in our favor. Because I haven't played with these guys yet, I can keep on just coming back and it will, even if I attacked some of the flying soldiers, we would still get a full spawn because encounter rate plus is there. I think it might lock you in if you actually attack. I'm not quite sure. But we'll take encounter rate plus off later on, because I'm not going to need it anymore. Come on, where's my shadows? Where's my shadows? We're looking for our shadows. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and walk 2 away just in case. I have found, this may be confirmation bias, but I have found that if you actually do the whole walk 2 away and come back thing, it seems to increase the spawn rate of whatever enemy you're actually aiming for. By the way, Lotus Forest, this area, good place to use Bambi. Lots of enemies in there.
Did you ever find that last Blue Trinity?
Didn't look for it. I'm actually probably going to look for it within the next couple of episodes, so we can find it and get that knocked out. But
we can go down the list.
I was busy grinding people, unfortunately. Okay, these guys are still here. So, while we're hunting for this, I said that I screwed up. And I did. Mako, do you know what thing we did not do at the Colosseum?
No.
The Pegasus Time Trial.
Oh, right. You said
we didn't actually do it. I thought we did it. But while I was doing my grinding, I went and actually looked at Jiminy's journal. We have no record for the Pegasus Time Trial, which means we never did it. There's our shadows. Hey, boys. There are a lot of shadows here. There are, in fact, 12 shadows here.
My shadow.
Exactly. There are 12 shadows here. We want to fight them all. But the problem is, there's not just one set of 12. There's 3 sets of 12, if I remember correctly. You're going to farm here for Lucid Shards, and believe me, you're going to need a lot of them. If I remember correctly, the list asks for something to the tune of 42 Lucid Shards. It's a great place to fight them, because you have tons of shadows. But we're not looking for normal shadows. We can find normal shadows anywhere. We're looking for the shadows that spawn after we kill all of these ones. Where are you? Specifically, we're looking for the Giga Shadow. It's these guys. These guys will spawn, I think it's the Fury Stone that we're looking for here. But there's a problem with these guys. These guys have a very specific despawn requirement. These guys are so ecstatic to actually have a chance to fight you, to fight Sora, that if they hit you even once, they despawn out of sheer joy. Like that guy just did. And I'm not joking about that, by the way. That is actually in Jiminy's journal.
Fury Stone.
Yep, there's our Fury Stone. You're almost guaranteed to get one as long as you kill all of them.
This is probably a good place to use any room-clearing tricks, you know.
It's fine. Okay, so that's that guy. And they're pretty easy to find. It's just a matter of just grinding in every time. So as we make our way back to Traverse Town to head back towards the accessory shop, which we'll be doing next episode, we need to go find our final special. And you guys have seen me fight it a couple of times. We're hunting for the Sniper Wild.
Ah.
Now, the Sniper Wild is a pretty unique enemy. They're the monkey type. That's why they have the wild suffix. And the special thing about them is they're going to dance around and do a little bit of nothing. If they see you, and if they're able to hold line of sight for long enough. Now, keep in mind, this only applies when they're actually doing their search animation. It doesn't apply when they're just walking around. If they see you and are able to see you for more than 2, maybe it's 1.5 seconds, without you breaking line of sight, they will then call in their buddies and they will beat the ever-loving crap out of you.
They'll spawn endlessly and they're worth nothing.
They don't even drop anything. However, if you're able to kill them while they're dancing around and haven't seen you yet, then you get whatever stone it is they drop. I can't remember which one it is. This is not the correct spawn.
You can get stones, and you get an increasing tech value for every one you kill.
It builds up pretty good. The problem is you have to actually keep it up, and that's what I didn't like about it. These guys won't even drop their stone until you've already killed 6 sniper wilds. And they have a specific thing they do. And did we get the spawn? No, we're not here yet. Like most other specials, they have their very specific spawn. They won't show up if they're not in it. And if they spawn, you'll see them immediately. So they should be right there. See the little gap between the stairs and the wall right there? That's where we're going to see the sniper wild when it spawns. So we're just looking for it. So while we wait for it, what we're going to do is after we fight the sniper wild, next episode, we're going to go and we're going to do the Pegasus, the Pegasus Cup, the time trial for it, because we need the dark matter that it drops. Once we have that dark matter, I have everything I need to synthesize everything. And I'm emphasizing everything for a reason, because the very last thing that we can synthesize is the thing that I want really badly. And once we do that, we start working on the end game. Why are you not here? You should be right here. This is where you should be. Why are you not here? Where? This area, this hallway, is where I farm defenders to get the bright crystal or energy crystal. I can't remember which one they drop. And then the gizmo shop up the way. This being the gizmo shop right here. The gizmo shop is another Bambi farming zone. Lots of enemies drop here. Some Bambi farming zones can be a little bit tedious because they have like fat bandits or something like that you have to fight from a specific angle or block you consistently or something like that give you a lot of trouble. Other enemy farming zones are a lot nicer about it. I'll be honest, I don't really like Bambi at all. I did not enjoy having to farm via Bambi. It just so happened to be kind of the fastest way to do it. Okay, let's go ahead and just skip through here real quick. I'm just going to go a couple of zones away just to make sure we have a chance to reset that room. Now keep in mind, the Kingdom Hearts has a random seed style of distribution. It resets it every time you do a hard reset. If you're having trouble farming, there is a chance... There they are. There's a chance that it is the seed. Now see how it has beams coming from its eyes right now? That's the search animation.
For you.
So if it sees you during that, that's when it has a chance to attack. If it's not doing that, it's time to go fight him. Now, it can still see you even if it's not searching. See how it just saw me? It can still see you. Now, the thing that you can do is you can cast Stop. If you do that, it can't see you because it's frozen. Uh-oh, they saw me. Oh well. Good thing I'm not farming for them. But
you know that you've been made when you get the big target over you.
Yep. Then when they start doing massive damage to you. I'm level freaking 80 and they're doing massive damage to me. So, that's a Sniper Wild. You have to kill at least 6 of them. So it's the first wave of 1, the second wave of 2, and the third wave of 3. If you're decently built and if you attack quickly, shouldn't be a problem whatsoever. However, I basically screwed it up. You are able to use Stop to make it easier. I never found the trick to making it work. It wasn't easy for me. So that's why you saw me screw up just now. I just wouldn't beat the crap out of them. And if you did it right and stayed behind them before attacking, it was generally pretty easy. Okay, folks, that was the tour of all the special Heartless that you're going to need to fight. All of the other remaining Heartless each have their own drops, and you're going to need a lot of each of them. Might want to go look up a list online to see what each one drops and where they drop it. You will definitely need Lucky Strike on every character, because that multiplies your drop chance by, I think the formula is it multiplies it by 1 plus 0.5 for every Lucky Strike you have. It's up to a drop rate of 2.5. So you're definitely going to want that. And then you're just going to want to kill quickly, find a place that spawns a lot, kill up to 10, or no, synthesize up to 10 items, that way you can get encounter rate plus, that way you don't have to keep on going ways away from your target, and get lucky. Oh, you know what? We missed one.
Hmm?
I forgot one. I knew I was forgetting something. I forgot the guy in Deep Jungle. The other one.
Oh, okay. I forget which one that is.
The Black Ballad.
Oh yes, we encountered him right near the beginning.
Yeah, we've already seen him, but I might as well just show him off, because he's kind of a pain in the ass. He's actually one of the guys that took me a really long time to farm. I think I was farming him for about an hour and a half. Which is weird, because you only need 4 drops off of him. Let's go to the tent. I'm also, as I said, I'm not going to show off the Invisible Soldier, because he's just a pain in the ass to find. The Stealth Soldier, I don't feel like it. I had so much trouble with him, just because I had to, you know... You're getting lucky. You're going in, fighting a couple enemies of the wave, and you're seeing if the Stealth Soldier's there. I just don't feel like doing it again. We're just going to ignore it. Instead, we're going to go to the Bamboo Thicket, and we're going to see if the Black Ballad is here. Nope. I noticed that the Black Ballad tends to have a very low spawn rate. I wasn't happy about this. So I just basically popped in from tent to Bamboo Thicket over and over and over again to see if I could get him to spawn. This is literally all that I did. If I got him to spawn, I fought him for a while, and then I left. It works to a lesser or greater extent. As you can see, it takes a while. This is the same thing I had to do in the Linked Worlds at the end of the world. There he is. Black Ballad. Get close, and he'll start his minigame.
It's basically a game of ball and cup.
Yep, it's a shell game. But the problem with it is that the more you win, the higher your drop chance is on his item, but the harder it gets. There's a reason why I'm running so far back, is because we want to have a big view range. Whichever one jumps, that's the one we're looking for. I think it went middle. Nope, I screwed it. No, it's the one second from the right, apparently. But the more you win, the more he kind of moves around, and the faster he moves, and the more erratic his actions are. There's our Lightning Stone. So 3 is where I've noticed that it gets stupid difficult. So watch this. See, I think it was this one? Nope. And this might have something to do with RNG as well. I'm not quite sure how it decides how difficult it is, because this actually... Tracking this...
Far left.
Far left, you think?
Far left, I think.
Okay. Tracking this seems a lot easier this time than it was last time. Or maybe it was 4 that I got up to. I can't remember. Let's see. It's middle now? Yeah, it was 4. So notice that I'm in the way. I can't see where he is because Sora himself is in the way. You can go first person mode, but I didn't really help all that much when I did it. Yeah, I can't track that.
I think he's actually straight where you started in the second from the right.
Oh. Wow, he's upset that I'm taking too long. Huh,
Oh,
I didn't even know he did that. And now he's gone. Every time you actually successfully figure out who he is, you have an increased chance of getting his a Thunderstone, and then if you actually successfully kill him, you have an almost guaranteed chance. That is everybody, except for the Stealth Soldier, and as I said, I'm not dealing with him. Okay, folks, when I see you guys next time, we're going to go to the Colosseum. We're going to very quickly do the Pegasus Cup. Shouldn't take very long, because I'm about 30 levels higher than where I should be to beat it. And then once we do that, we're going to go do all of our synthesis, and then we're going to start doing a little bit more work in the Colosseum. We have some very important things we need to get, and they are completely dependent on successfully doing the time trials and solos for the Hercules Cup and then the Hades Cup. It's going to take a little while. As such, we'll see you guys next time.